Chief's office. Clutch is in Maurice's office.
Clutch, I got a new case for you.
Lay it on me, Chief Maurice.
Clutch lays on his back on Maurice's desk.
We have an assault case last night at New Burger King Farm. The victim was Miriam von Ramstein of the Maryland Ramsteins.
Clutch is fiddling with a bell, making a lot of noise.
Quit doing that.
It's the only thing that keeps the catnip cravings away.
Clutch gets up and puts the bell away.
I want you to head out there and find out if anyone saw anything.
You got it, Chief.
Clutch turns to leave.
And take Kirby with you.
Yeah.
He's no detective Freddie Benson, but he's your partner. Magpie or not, and you'll work with him, detective.
Police headquarters. Clutch walks in. Kirby is going through the case files.
Morning, Clutch!
What have you got, Kirby?
Oh, nothing from the lab yet. Maybe we should send Wrench up a couple of bananas and speed him up, eh?
Oh, I heard that. Shut it, Kirby.
Stop being such a cheeky monkey, Wrench. Get back to work.
Wrench glowers at Clutch and Kirby, then leaves.
This is Ramstein's statement. Not a lot to it. Do you think we should go speak to him?
Not yet, Kirby. What is within 2 miles of Ramstein's estate?
Oh, you mean Green Pastures? It's a gated community. There's a dozen houses, that fancy new restaurant and sector boards, a tailor, a dry cleaner where the Pigeon post office used to be, a casino, and a construction site for the new Huntington development.
Huntington? He owns everything in that town, doesn't he? That's sort of his territory.
Well, what do you mean?
Do you remember those smuggling cases we had last month? Everything pointed to Green Pastures being the drop zone. It's a tiny place. Everyone knows everyone. But we couldn't find anything, and no one would talk.
So, what do you think we should do?
We do our goddamn jobs, Kirby. I want to go back to Green Pastures, sniff around a bit more. Someone must have seen something. Ramstein is a popular guy. Someone might finally tell us something.
Green Pastures. Clutch and Kirby are interviewing the members of Green Pastures.
Oh, I love living here. The security guards do a wonderful job of keeping us safe. And everyone here is so friendly and helpful. I couldn't imagine anything bad happening here.
Yeah, the security guards never leave, but it's hard to notice them. Everyone here has their own little groups and their own little secrets.
Safe. Let me tell you what's not safe. Let me tell you what you should be doing. Investigating those other communities out there. Like Dingo Town. I heard they eat babies over there. And you're here investigating the good people of Green Pastures?
Look here. I don't know what I should be telling you, since it's not really my business. I'm just your ordinary ornithorhynchus, minding my own business. But there's a lot of people in this town who work odd hours. And that's all I'm going to say.
Can you tell me more about these odd hours?
Word travels fast around here, even whispers. Okay. There are people hanging around the casino after it closes. Past the town curfew as well.
Huntington's casino? Is he meeting smugglers there?
I've said too much.
Character 4 gets scared and runs off.
Kirby, what the furball? Our best lead is gone now.
Kirby looks embarrassed and angry.
We'll discuss this later. Let's go talk to Ramstein.
Ramstein's estate. Clutch and Kirby are talking to Ramstein. Ramstein is covered in bandages after being assaulted.
Any news, officers?
None yet, Von Ramstein. We're just doing our routine investigation of the area. Can you tell us what happened last night?
I've already given my statement.
Humor us. You can't quite get a full picture from a piece of paper.
I was in my library reading The Hoof is in the Heart when I heard a window break. I pushed my silent alarm and peered into my hall. All I saw was 2 hooded figures and a set of teeth. Next thing I knew, I'm surrounded by paramedics telling me I lost a lot of blood and it was a very close call. If I hadn't pushed the alarm, I might not have made it.
Can you remember any more details about your attackers?
Only that they were vicious.
Can you think of anyone who would want to hurt you?
Well, you don't have the kind of money I have without making a few enemies.
How did...
Clutch grabs Kirby's beak to silence him.
This is a lovely house, Ramstein. Who built it?
Huntington, obviously. He built everything around here.
Thank you for your time.
Clutch lets go of Kirby's beak. Kirby looks extremely offended. Construction site. Clutch and Kirby have just arrived at the construction site. They're in the middle of an argument.
I'm not gonna learn if you don't give me the chance to do some real police work.
You will, but that just wasn't the time for it. Besides, you were about to ask him about his money, and that is a great way to have a suspect shut up on you.
The construction supervisor, Alpha Wolfram, walks up to them.
I'll try to keep that in mind.
Can I help you two?
I'm Detective Minnesota. We're investigating an assault in the area. This is my associate, Detective Milwaukee.
We were hoping to have a look around, maybe interview some people.
That's alright with me. You'll find that everything is above board here.
Kirby leaves.
Well, I hope you find whoever did it. It's a dangerous world. There's a lot of crooked characters out there.
You don't need to tell me that, Mr.
Wolfram. Alpha.
Well, Mr. Wolfram, do you encounter many crooked types in construction?
Nah, not really. Any danger in this industry is solved with a hard hat and some boots. I suppose a cat like you knows all about them boots.
Sure, but I gotta say, I'm a little jealous of that. Hard hats aren't very useful in police work.
Speaking of which, I should make sure your friend has a hard hat. Wouldn't want any accidents to happen.
Supervisor leaves.
So what have we got so far? Someone's out to get a rich sheep, a construction company that's built a whole town, and a casino that has one lampshade too many.
Supervisor and Kirby were talking in the background during this. They have just finished and Kirby returns.
A lot of these guys seem to love hanging around that casino. I think we should check it out tonight.
You could be right, Kirby. Let's pay him a visit.
Casino. Clutch and Kirby are in a car staking out the casino.
So, what drew you into police like Clutch?
Well, I've always been very good at reading people. I could always figure out what someone was going to say before they said it. I took an internship at the police station 25 years ago. My mentor, Detective Freddie Benson, taught me everything he knew. He was a legend.
Yeah, I used to read my dad's old newspaper clippings about him. I remember every single one, line for line.
Was your dad a journalist?
Yeah, before he was shot in an alley on the way home from the theater.
Sorry to hear about that, kid. Was that why you became a cop?
I suppose you could say something like that. It just felt like the right place to be for me.
That's admirable. I think they're closing up the casino now. We should see some action soon.
What do you think happens in there?
In my experience, probably some planning. Large blueprints on the wall, maybe taking in some substances that these people don't have the good sense to avoid.
How many ops like this have you seen before?
I'm not like you, kid. I don't memorize numbers like you do. Over time, they all just blur into one.
4 hours later.
My fur's getting too old for these nits.
Look, someone's approaching. Wait, that's Ramstein.
I think you're right, kid. What's he doing here?
What should we do, Clutch?
We do our goddamn jobs, Kirby.
Clutch gets out of the car and Kirby follows him. They approach Ramstein. Ramstein is startled and tries to flee. Clutch and Kirby pursue him. Ramstein tries to escape, but his injury prevents him from getting far. Clutch and Kirby dive at him, accidentally knocking him out.
Oh, furball.
Chief's office. Miriam is yelling at Clutch and Kirby.
What the hell do you think you were doing, detectives? You ran after and concussed the victim of the crime you're investigating.
We were just following a lead, Chief.
A lead? So am I to understand that you were under the impression that Ramstein assaulted himself?
But he ran away, Chief!
Can you blame him? Do you remember what happened the last time he was approached by two strange people in the dark? Do you have any actual leads at all?
We think that the casino has something to do with the smuggling case from a month ago.
Why are you investigating the smuggling? That's not your case, detective.
But Chief!
No buts, Kirby. We're very sorry, Chief. We'll get right back to the case.
Well, I hope so, Clutch. Detective Freddie Benson would be so disappointed in you.
Police headquarters. Clutch and Kirby are back in their offices.
Well, what the hell do we do now?
We do our goddamn jobs, Kirby. We look for new leads and we find out who's holding them.
Why did you dive onto Ramstein? I had him covered, but you had to crush him with your massive stomach.
I wasn't trying to. You brought him to the ground right in front of me. It was either that or step on him.
Well, what did you want me to do? Let him get away?
You follow my lead, Milwaukee.
Dr. Wrench, forensic expert, walks up to them.
Sorry to interrupt, detectives, but I've got the Ramstein results for you.
What have you got, Doc?
I've examined the victim's wounds and they appear to be bite marks. I've cross-checked them with dental records and they match to a Mr. Alpha Wolfram.
That's the supervisor at Huntington's construction site.
We should talk to him again.
Hold on, boys. I've got more for you to look at. While Ramstein was in the hospital, I looked around his estate and found trace amounts of milk, wool, honey, horsehair, feathers, and catnip.
Catnip? I expected better of Ramstein.
How could he do that? You have much to do with catnip, Minnesota?
I don't want to talk about it. Thanks, Wrench. Have a banana on me.
I'm allergic, and that's really offensive.
Wrench leaves.
I think you're right, Kirby. We should pay another visit to Mr. Wolfram.
Construction site. Clutch and Kirby have returned to the construction site. They are looking around for Wolfram, but can't find him. They are trying to talk to some of the other workers instead.
Where's your boss?
He's not here today.
Where is he?
How should I know? I just dig.
Worker 1 walks away.
Where do we go now?
We do our
Clutch stops and realizes his catchphrase doesn't make sense here.
Let's go back to the casino and see what we can find.
Casino.
No, you can't see Mr. Huntington. He's very busy today. And no, I don't know where Mr. Wolfram is either. I'm just an ordinary kakapo working in a casino.
Sorry, can't help you. I haven't seen Huntington or Wolfram today. Have you checked the construction site?
I don't know nothing about nobody. I'm just an ordinary capybara minding my own business at this little casino.
I don't know where they are, but I heard that Wolfram sometimes goes down to the abandoned warehouse. He might be there, and if he is, you didn't hear it from me.
We should check out that warehouse you mentioned.
No, we need to go back to the Ramsteins' estate first.
Well, why don't we split up then? You go to Ramstein's, he'll talk to you, not me, and I'll check out the warehouse.
I don't know, Kirby.
We haven't got time to do both. I can handle Wolfram on my own.
Okay, kid. Just be careful.
I will, Clutch.
Abandoned warehouse. Kirby is approaching the warehouse. He sees Wolfram near the entrance. As Kirby sneaks closer, someone hits him from behind, knocking him out. Ramstein's estate. Clutch is talking to Ramstein.
All right, Ramstein. We know you're involved with Huntington somehow. What are you up to, and why did he do this to you?
I don't know what on earth you're talking about. You're barking up the wrong tree. You should leave now.
Don't play games with me, Ramstein. We found enough catnip in your house to drive a whole litter wild.
Ramstein looks defeated.
Fine. Huntington has been smuggling for years. He built this whole town just so he could have his own private base of operations.
And you're helping him?
I'm no smuggler. I just help him store his goods when he asks me to in exchange for a share of the stash. I don't have a choice. He controls everything.
But then why did he attack you?
I took a little too much from his last delivery. I thought I was being very reasonable. Huntington thought otherwise.
So he sent the big bad Wolfram after poor little Ramstein.
It's not funny. I nearly died.
And so will others if you don't help me. Where's Huntington?
At the warehouse. They're moving a shipment out tonight. It's the biggest one yet. By the way, where's your partner?
Oh, my dog. He's at the warehouse right now. Don't go anywhere, Ramstein. I'll round you up later.
Abandoned warehouse. Clutch is heading towards the warehouse with his walkie-talkie.
Chief, I'm at the warehouse now. How far away is backup?
20 minutes max, Clutch. They're moving as fast as they can. Do not go in on your own.
I have to, Chief. Kirby's in there. I never should have let him go alone.
Don't be reckless, Clutch. You're no Detective Freddy Benson.
Sorry, Chief.
Clutch turns off his walkie-talkie and enters the warehouse. Warehouse interior. Clutch can see that Kirby is tied up at the far side of the room.
Kirby!
Clutch!
I'm coming, kid.
Clutch starts navigating around the winding walls. While he does this, Kirby attempts to free himself. They are talking to each other while this happens.
What happened?
I saw Wolfram and tried to follow him inside, but then something attacked me and the next thing I know, I'm tied up here. Have you seen the stockpile of stuff they've got here? They've got enough milk here to last the chief a lifetime.
Yeah, I saw. Shame there's no bananas for Wrench. He'd be devastated.
Ha! It's back up on the way.
Yeah, but he won't be here soon enough. We're gonna get you out of here, kid.
Clutch has made it through the walls and finds that Kirby has released himself just as he got through.
Actually, I think I'm fine, Clutch.
Clutch looks surprised, irritated, but proud.
Good job, kid. Now let's do our goddamn job and find Wolfram.
Warehouse interior. Other room. Clutch and Kirby enter the room slowly. Wolfram is there, with 2 other bodyguards overseeing the transport of the smuggled goods. Clutch and Kirby rush towards them.
Freeze, police!
Wolfram and his bodyguards turn and raise their hands.
Welcome, Detective Minnesota. I see you managed to free your partner.
Actually, I...
Yes, I did. And we're here to arrest you for smuggling some of the most dangerous materials in our society. Wool, honey, milk, horsehair, feathers, and worst of all, catnip. We're gonna lock you away for a very long time, and you and your mysterious boss, Rolf Huntington.
Well, detective, it looks like the cat is out of the bag.
Huntington's behind Clutch and Kirby with more bodyguards holding guns.
Drop your weapons, boys.
Clutch and Kirby drop their guns. Wolfram and his bodyguards lower their arms.
Before we kill you, Clutch, would you like a saucer of milk? Or perhaps some fancy feast here? Or perhaps some catnip?
Huntington throws some catnip on Clutch. Clutch immediately goes wild, jumping on everyone, distracting them. This gives Kirby the opportunity to pick up his weapon. Just as Huntington is about to shoot Clutch, Kirby shoots Huntington and he falls backward.
Bang!
Backup then arrives and takes down the bodyguards and Wolfram.
Bang.
Chief's office. Clutch and Kirby are in the Chief's office.
Excellent job, guys. You did Detective Freddie Benson proud.
It was nothing, Chief. We were just doing our goddamn jobs.
Clutch looks at Kirby, half proud, half annoyed that he stole his line.
Are you sure you don't want a reward?
No thanks, Chief. But you could send Wrench a banana or 2 as a thanks from us.
Wrench suddenly appears.
I'm still allergic, and that's still offensive.
If you don't mind, Chief, we've got more goddamn work to do.
All right, you're dismissed. Keep up the good work, detectives.
The end.